I'm curious if you've had a chance to see Spider-Man No Way Home yet, and how you think Bucky Barnes would have responded to. Well, I don't want to say it if you haven't seen it yet.
But I typically don't like to support Tom Holland, so it's difficult.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.
Sebastian, good to see you again, man. How are you?
You too, man. I'm all right.
Dude, seriously, hope you and your family are doing well. I'm going to jump into this. You recently had an experience where you were able to take one of your cinematic roles to television and then kind of flesh him out over multiple episodes and learn even more about him. If you could do that with this character, flesh him out over, I don't know, 8 or 10 episodes of television, what would you like to learn about him, dive into a little bit deeper?
Well, I certainly wouldn't be opposed to exploring what that would look like, because this is still a very complex character in itself, and you get different bits of his background throughout the film, but we never really, we don't take a proper dive into it. And but I guess, like, sort of any character that I've ever played, I'd wanna explore and understand better how, you know, a character makes the choices that they make ultimately, and where does it start for them, and how do they decide to do this for a living, and why are they the way they are, and I think it's always interesting when you dial, you know, history back and kind of see how someone grew up and evolved. And so I'd be curious, I'd be curious to see what Nick's real history is.
I would watch that show, man. I got to tell you.
Let's see.
I feel like there are people behind the scenes right now going, "Yep, that sounds really good." You're gonna get the phone call immediately after this interview.
We'll see.
So much of espionage is the ability to sort of be someone else and to blend into worlds where maybe you don't belong. I'm curious if there's any through line or similarity between espionage and acting. Like, if you were actually called upon to be a spy, how far would your acting skills get you before, like, someone called you out?
Well, that's a great question, because I think spies really are really good actors, actually. I mean, they have to infiltrate, you know, different scenarios and different groups and pretend to be other people and do it as believably as possible. So they have to be really good actors. And I think I think they also have to be really good liars, and acting in some way is a version of that, I guess. It's telling the truth under imaginary circumstances. So, but the extent of commitment that I think some of these guys and girls have to go into pretending to be other people is similar.
For sure. As we wrap up, you know, I'm genuinely curious, because you are one of my favorite actors and favorite characters in the MCU.
Thank you.
I'm curious if you've had a chance to see Spider-Man No Way Home yet, and how you think Bucky Barnes would have responded to. Well, I don't want to say it if you haven't seen it yet.
I haven't seen it because I haven't been to a theater. I haven't managed to go to a theater yet, but I do want to see it, because I love the idea that it brings back all these characters from the past, and just seeing how all of them are going to interact in that one movie. But I typically don't like to support Tom Holland, so it's difficult. I support the films, but not him so much.
Well, you could just get up and walk out in the scenes that he's in, and then come back for everybody else.
I could use that to go to the concession stand, and then come back.
For sure.
Yeah.
Hey, man, seriously, it is genuinely always a pleasure to chat with you, man. Dude, you're always a great interview. I really hope you and your family are staying safe, and hopefully we're all back together soon.
You too, man. All right,
take care.
Have a good one.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.